Joffrey, Renly, Robb Stark, they're all thieves. They'll bend the knee or I'll destroy them.
Hello everyone and welcome back to this Citadel with me, Grand Maester Stitch, where we're carrying on with our House Darkling playthrough. In the last episode we took a Maiden Pool and the High Lordship that comes with it, which has given us a huge boost in numbers. We can now field 16,500 men, so we can finally start now to eye up some of these bigger kingdoms and we can easily defend ourselves against them now, especially the Riverlands, which are very vulnerable and weak, where we are trying to get claims on Lolliston, and then we're going to go for the God's Fort and try and get everywhere around the God's Eye. Thankfully we do have a lot of prestige now. The only problem we have now is that we don't have a huge amount of money, but that will be something that soon changes, and then we can try and press some more of our claims. We have colonised Driftmark as well, which is under our control for now. Something that we did need to do early on, now that the wars are over, is that we need to put Lord Rollingford in his place. The Lord of Rollingford, sorry, in his place, who was, I believe he is half House Blackroar, wasn't he? We're not going to wipe out the family or anything like that. He has got a son and daughters, but yes, considering the fact that he went against our son, we've got to do something about that. So we are going to imprison him. We've got a 57% chance. Hopefully we get him imprisoned. If not, we're going to end up with a little bit of a civil war or something on our hands. So let's try and imprison him. And Lord Michael is now safely locked away in my dungeon awaiting his fate. Perfect. This was not a just act. Well, it was, to be honest. I'm annoyed that we've lost that. Your Grace, for too long, Ale of Fen has occupied my rightful seat. I don't really care, to be honest. Right, so Lord of Rollingford, I am going to like to send you to the Night's Watch, if we can, for what you did. I don't really want to execute you. We'll be merciful. What can we actually throw in the obsolete? Humiliate, call for trial. We'll call him for trial for now then. Do it, see what happens. He's guilty of going against our son, so we should be able to do something against that. Hopefully we're not going to be in debt for too long, which is good. Oh god, I forgot that we've got our two new houses as well. Lord Michael Blackroar has demanded a trial before the court, with Lord Stephen Orion shall oversee to ensure justice is served. At the start of the trial, he is formally accused of sedation and conspiracy against the realm, a charge brought by King Stephen Darklyn. Lord Michael begins to present his defence, but the court did not seem impressed. He cut a very unconvincing and nervous figure. Lord Stephen shall interrogate him now. Perfect. Lord Stephen stood before the court and aggressively questioned the accused. Many at court were convinced by his arguments, but then again, many seem unimpressed. He made a reasonable case. A verdict has been reached. Lord Stephen proclaims, for the crime of sedation and conspiracy against the realm, I find Lord Michael Blackroar guilty. I'll have his head on a pike. I'll send him to the wall. He'll walk through the streets naked and back to his cell. We'll send him to the Night's Watch. Stephen's quite a decent person, isn't he? I don't think he'd be the sort to execute people. We have lost a lot of manpower because of that, so we've probably upset people, which is really annoying when that does happen. Right, yes, in Harroway Town, we just have House Harroway, as it should be. Obviously, you can't get the actual sigil, so I've gone for the orangey black fort on a black field. It's as close as I could find for the House Harroway sigil, which is obviously something like this that we have here for the Lordship of Harroway's Town. And then in Saltpans, we have House Melfios with a white swan and blue, just because I think the swans look really good on the sigils, so that's the reason I went for that one. Let's get ourselves out of debt. There we go, we're finally out of debt. Which lords have we just upset now then? How many of our... Wow, a lot of vassals are very upset with us now because of what we've just done. I'm guessing it's going to be because of that. Yeah, a lot of it, they think we're a tyrant. We're not really a tyrant, are we? The Lord went against our son, for goodness sake. We are trying to get that claim on Lolliston still, which is good, but we could now go up and declare war on the Whisperers and finally get those under our control. So let's go to war with House Crab. Let's call up our bannermen, which is still 15,000 strong. It's still a pretty decent amount of men. Let's get them to meet up in Rook's Rest. Why not? That should be a decent place to start. We won't call up allies, we don't need them. We'll disband the small unit from Driftmark. Get our men together. The Whispers, 67 men. House Crab can field, so do you know what? Let's just send those 549 straight to the Whispers then. It's going to be pretty easy to get under our control, isn't it? And then the rest, can you just march on the Whispers as well to start the siege? We'll quickly get them under our control. And then we've almost got enough prestige that we can go straight to House Brune as well, so we will do that. And then when we have enough money, we will colonise Claw Isle. Your Grace, we have received word from North Cracklaw. Lord Davos has led them in a coalition in defence of the Whisperers. Is that of House Boggs? Yes, it is. So House Boggs are involved, and House Brune are probably going to get involved. Yes, they have. That's fine. They've only got 1,000 men though, so you... Oh, too late. You're going to get... Then again, the other reinforcements may make it in time to age you. I wasn't expecting those armies to get involved. I have noticed that my uncle, Master Durham, and my uncle, Sir Olidar, oh, for God's sake, here we go again. Every episode with these guys are not on the best of terms. A situation I hope to remedy. Okay, family first, and it's going to fail because it fails every week. Oh no, okay, Olidar, Durham, and I had the greatest time together. I'm sure they like each other better now. Okay, it finally worked. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again, I suppose. King Stephen, after listening to the advice of a group of my bannermen led by Lord Harbert Harroway of Harroway's Town, I hereby decree that the succession to Harbert Harroway shall be determined by primogeniture. The Nessa Mutant shall henceforth be my heir. Oh, we've still got some prisoners that belong to you, but you're not willing to ransom them at present. You've probably not got enough gold, so we'll keep hold of her for now. We do make a nice amount of gold pretty quickly, which is good. Stuff kicking off in the north. Don't really care. Boltons? Are the Boltons in charge of the north? No. Ah, Lord of the Dread. Okay, yeah. Greystarks are around as well. Oh no, yeah, the Boltons are in charge of the north. Interesting. What's happened to the Starks? So the Boltons and Greystarks must have won their rebellion. Lordship of Winterfell. Claimants. Is there any Starks still around? Greystark. Yeah, there is still Starks. Interesting. The Boltons have actually usurped it with the help of the Greystarks. Okay, well that's a turn up for the books. That's a very different thing to happen. Doesn't really happen very often. They always normally lose that rebellion in any playthrough I've done in this timeline. The North recently fell into a period of interregnum, with a great council of nobles being called to determine the heir. Eddard Stark has been backed as the heir of the kingdom. Oh, okay, so the Starks are back in power again. They must have had a tyrant king or something like that then. Let's get the rest of the men here to the Whispers. Got a huge army now docking in. At the age of 49, your acquaintance, Michael Blackrod, died of severe stress. Well, he wasn't in the Night's Watch for long then, was he? Right, merge our armies together. This is going to be an easy siege. There's only 200 defenders, so we'll go straight for the assault. There we go. That is House Crab taken care of. Offer peace and enforce demands. The Dusklands, the Whisperer War vassalization has ended. King Stephen of the Dusklands has won. Disband our army. There we go. We've got enough prestige to go straight for House Brune, so we may do that. You march there, you march there. Just march to where you're closest to, whatever's going to be easiest, so that we can disband these men. Disband, and then hopefully we'll be able to soon go straight for the Brunes. Or do we go for North Crack? No, we'll go for Diadem first. Your Grace, I write to express my consternation at the fact that Maester Davos enjoys command of your armies, when someone of higher status would clearly be more appropriate. Well, let's have a look at you, Lord Oliver. You're more of a diplomat, to be honest. And what about Master of High... No, definitely not. He's much better, so we'll smooth this over with our high diplomacy skills, thankfully. We've got a idle council member, our Master of Whisperers. Let's get you to sabotage the economy in the Riverlands, because that's going to be the next place we can eat into. The Rock and the Stormlands in the Reach are probably a bit strong. We could probably match the Stormlands for manpower, but they could soon change the opinion of their vassals and raise a lot more manpower, so we'd be better off going for the Trident first. It's always easy picking. We can raise 18,000 men, so it's a pretty decent amount, so people have obviously come back on side now. Let's disband. Just got to wait for these to arrive so we can disband them, and then we can declare war on House Brune and near enough hopefully be able to create the High Lordship then, giving us our third or fourth High Lordship, I believe, isn't it? Because we've got the High Lordship of Rosby as well as Maidenpool, and then obviously the Dusklands. This army's arrived. Disband unit, and then disband these as well. There we go. And our money's recovering quite nicely. We're going to use up the last bit of our prestige now. They're currently at war in a slave raid. Okay, we'll force vassalization of those. Who's going to help them? Lordship of Freneros. Who are they? Okay, so a random house over from the Bravos lands. Yep, force vassalization. It's going to be an easy victory, isn't it? I might just call up the army from Duskendale and send those straight in to sort out the situation. What about the army here from Hollard's Hill? Okay, pretty good. And Rook's Rest, 1,000 men. Yeah, we've got more than enough men here. Cracklaw Baron, 300 as well. So let's send those men straight in to get Diadem. All of you can march on to Cracklaw. We shouldn't need to call up any more men. Try and save as many as we can. Your Grace, we've received word from North Cracklaw. Lord Davos has led a coalition in defence of Diadem. Okay, so House Bolts is getting involved once more. It's only 200 men though, so it's not going to cause us huge problems, is it, to be honest? We should be perfectly fine. Here we go. We're going to have about 4,000 or 5,000 men here, which is a very decent amount of men. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be about just over 5,000. Your Grace, I believe Lady Miller Martell has been in your custody for too long. I hereby offer to pay you her ransom. Lady Miller Martell. Oh, of the Bay of Crabs. I didn't realise she was a Martell. Interesting. Yes, I accept your offer. 25 gold. Thank you very much, Lord Martell. Lord Titus of Ruxrest has formed an alliance with Lord Ryman of Hollard Hill. Interesting. Have we got any other prisoners? Is that the only prisoner that we had at current? No, we've still got one more prisoner. Who are you? Sir Glendon. You're not really anything impressive, are you, to be honest? Ransom of 10 gold. We'll just release you from prison then. We'll be kind. Here we go, 4,000. Yeah, so just over 5,000 men. Perfect. That's more than enough. Let's march them on to Diaden and get that under siege quickly, destroying the army in the process of 700. Oh no, they've fled to the Whispers. Foreign Hornburn has had 10,000 ships added to their treasury. Of Birch Hill. Okay, interesting. Right, how well defended is this? Not very well defended. Oh god, but they have got the pox here, which is not good. Let's split in half. Let's send the bigger portion to attack the Brune army in the Whispers. I will be keeping all these lords around as they are cannon houses. We will need a house for Claw Isle, of course, once we do take that. There we go, a great victory in battle. Let's... Oh, where are they marching to? Are they going to march on to us? Be a silly thing to do. Let's march our army back to Diaden and get the assault underway, which will hopefully give us the 100 war score pretty easily. There we go. 5,500 men almost. A quick assault, 94%. Perfect. So, one more assault. Patrol posts have been built in the Dunfort. Perfect. Doing those updates at the end of each episode. Lord Paramount Fearmore of the Trident is usurped the title Lordship of the Godsfort from Edmure the Unworthy. Okay, so the Black... Looks like the Blackwoods have usurped the Trident, which is interesting. They've still got a very pathetic amount of men, though, so that's good. We can easily take Lolliston and the Godsfort when we want to. Let's assault again just to get this war over with. And there we go, 100% offer peace, enforce demands, send. The Dustlands Diadem vassalization war has ended. King Stefan of the Dustlands has won. So there's only one province left now of Claw Isle, but we're not going to do anything about that until we get our prestige up. While passing judgment onto criminals from the safety of your throne, a young noble is brought before you. You quickly come to the conclusion that the man is indeed guilty. Condemning him might not be the wisest choice, as he is of noble birth. If you were to pardon the man, he might prove himself useful to you, as he would be in your debt. Release him now. Do not forget what I did for you. Being of noble birth means nothing to the dungeons with him. Gain 25 prestige. Yes, of course. We've got to do the just thing. We're a very just character, even though we unfairly got that title taken away from us. Can we go to war with Lolliston? Because they're... No, we can't. That's a shame. Godsfort. So Lord Blackwood's actually the Lord of the Godsfort as well now, which we do want to try and get that claim on. Do we need to actually get North Cracklaw before we can make the High Lordship, which is a shame. But at least we've got two new vassals now in House Brune and House Crabs, two cool houses that I like. I like most of the Cracklaw houses, to be fair. Let's forward things along. Let our gold recover, let our prestige improve, and wait for that claim upon Lolliston. Your incompetent hand of the king has let a group of smugglers into the county of Duskendale. Apparently he thought they were merchants. What a fool. Well, that's a shame. And the Tullys are back in power now, just a different Tully. Okay, but at least we're looking quite impressive. How much armies does this new Tully have? 5,000 compared to our, what did we have? Nearly 19,000, so it's going to be easy to sweep in and take a big chunk of the Trident when we feel ready to do so. My liege, my work in Lolliston seems to have come to fruition. Perfect. 96 gold and 150 prestige to get that claim. That's fine by me. Let's now move our Master of Laws to the Godsfort. That's what we want to take. That is a very good province to get our control of. It can have 6 Demences in there, which is awesome. Get loads of castles and cities built to get that trade up. Still got loads more we can build. I think we could build another one in Duskendale still. It's just being able to afford it that's the problem. Driftmark was another one which can have 6. So we've got some very impressive ones. Rosby can have 5. We've got loads of really good provinces here that we can build into really powerful stuff to make this east coast really powerful. Raymond Selford has had Passage of the Dead added to his treasury. Interesting. Fate smiles upon me. My wife Ruel is pregnant again. Come on, give us that daughter finally. We need that daughter for that ambition. We've already got 5 sons, for God's sake. Right, let's forward. Get rid of that. Get that prestige back recovered. See what else we can do. King Stefan Darklyn, I hereby invite you to participate in the tourney of Hollard Hill. Yes, a chance to prove my worth, and we get 10 prestige for taking part as well. Ronald has written a song in my honour. Apparently he wants to know that I am the best person in the world. Ronald Morgan. Well, thank you very much, Ronald Morgan. I can tell stories to impress him. Gain 30 prestige, and he becomes an idoliser, which is nice. So that's cool. Get ourselves prestige, which we desperately need. I'm probably not going to do very well in this tourney. We are only a trained fighter, but never mind. Distinguished King Stefan, I wish to formally invite you to my court for a period of festivities leading up to my coronation in the Trident. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll take part. Blessed when you and your house. I've been appointed as your regent, our mother. Don't you go sacking our flipping courtiers again. After arriving in Hollard Hill, the first day of the tourney began in earnest. You tilted against many lesser knights throughout the day, most of whom you enhorsed easily. Now in the coming days the final rounds of the list begin, and the opposition shall surely be more fierce. I shall ready my horse. Let's go for it, Sir Stefan. The Tourney Herald announces the competitors of the next joust. You have been joined against Sir Jonah. Who's Sir Jonah? Just a random knight, but is a skilled fighter. You mount your charge, take a lance from your squire, and right at the end of the list, as Sir Jonah does the same. Then on cue, the horses break into a gallop. Here we go. Your opponent got the better of you when you met in the centre of the list. Your lance merely makes a glancing blow on their armour, while their lance hits true. It was Sir Edmund and Lord Derrimond Darry's turn to joust in the list. Lord Derrimond won soundly. In the final tilt, Sir Edmund was sent flying from the saddle in a hail of shattered lance pieces. He landed with a sickening crunch, clearly grievously injured. How unfortunate. It was Sir Duncan Orion and Lord Tyler Darkwing's turn to joust in the list, and Lord Tyler won soundly. In the final tilt, Sir Duncan was sent flying, another injurer, grievously injured. How unfortunate. Again, a lot of injuries. Sir Jonah's lance strikes you square in the middle of your breastplate, exploding into many pieces as it hits. The force knocks the wind out of you and sends you flying from your horse. You are left lying in the dirt, defeated, as the crowd cheers Sir Jonah. Ouch. Never mind, lose a bit of prestige for that. That's a shame. High Septon approached King Melwis tonight to personally inform him of how satisfied he is of the great month of festivity he has organised to accompany his coronation. He wanted to be sure that King Maelys, as well as everyone within earshot, knew of how welcome he feels at his court, and that he expects great things of him. It is surely an impressive ceremony. Gain 50 pieta just for being there, that's fine. It was Sir Colmer and Sir Elmer's turn to joust in the list, and Sir Elmer won soundly. That's alright, because that's who we went out to. Lord Derrimond Darry and Sir Zachary Green were the next to joust in the list. After many tilts and broken lances, Sir Zachary was eventually enhorsed, leaving Lord Derrimond to be declared the winner. Sir Elmer and Sir Jonah were the next to joust. After many tilts and broken lances, Sir Jonah was eventually unhorsed, leaving Sir Elmer to be the winner. Sworn sword in House Dara. Interesting. After many tilts over several days, only two knights remained undefeated. Sir Elmer and Lord Derrimond Darry faced each other in the final joust. After many tilts and finally executed jousting, Lord Derrimond was unhorsed, leaving Sir Elmer to be declared the winner. Okay, beat by his own man, which is interesting. Sir Elmer swore his own sworn shield. King Melwis kneels before High Septon as his host of lords surround them in complete silence. The Pope, or the High Septon, blesses him before placing the crown upon Melwis' head and proclaiming him King of the Trident by grace of gods. Long live the King. Do we gain 100 prestige just for being there? That's awesome. I'm glad that we went along. With the ceremony finally concluded, King Melwis bid me farewell and dismissed me from his court alongside all his other guests. It's good to be back in Duskendale. The regency of King Stefan of the Dusklands has ended, but we've got a nice big chunk of prestige and piety, which is awesome. Just got to wait for that claim on the God's Fort now, or the prestige to take North Cracklaw, whichever comes first. I don't think we can. No, we can only force vassalisation. I don't think we can create the High Lordship till we have all of it. Lord Ryman's tourney is finally over, and it is now time to ride home, having completed gamely in the list. It was a fine competition. It was indeed. What else is kicking off throughout the realm at present? Not a lot by the looks of it. Iron Islands have lost the Arbor, which is interesting, but they did gain Lannisport. I think they've lost a little bit of land up north as well, so maybe the Iron Islands are starting to cave in. Oh, how did the war for the Mountain Clans go? Looks like the war's over by the looks of it. Yes, they've entered a truce with Chief Crackhook of the Bight. So they failed in taking more. Wow, the Trident really has been eaten away at now, hasn't it? They've not got much at all. They've lost all Seagull, which is a very powerful vassal. Your Grace King Stefan, Stone and Sky is under attack from the Stormlands and is in need of aid. We employ... no, I'm not getting involved. I'm saving my manpower for when we can spread further westward into the Riverlands. Just got to wait for that prestige to grow as well as the money. Is there anything we can do, decision-wise, to try and gain a little bit more prestige? We can hold a feast, but we've done a lot of feasts lately, haven't we? Let's hold a summer fair, why not? I've given the order that a summer fair should be held in Duskendale this summer. This should make the peasants happy. Hopefully it'll get us prestige. That's all we want, really. Had a bit more money, I would have forged us a weapon. I know that one of my slothful courtiers is capable of more than he realises. I want to push the courtier into being more ambitious. I believe there's great potential in that one. It is for both. It is both our best. I don't need to do this. No, we will do it. It is apparently annoying to be friends with someone more ambitious than yourself. Why else would Master Yoren ignore me? He's got a green-eyed monster on his shoulder. He's our Maester, for God's sake. How can we be jealous of a Maester? The alliance between King Stefan and Lord Selwyn has broken down. Why? Has he died? His wife let... Oh, our sister must have died. No, our sister... Lord Tarf died. So our sister will come back to our court now, probably. That's a shame, so we've lost that alliance. Can we not do anything there? No. That is a shame. Then again, he's got some daughters. Vanessa Tarf and Joy Tarf. Can we arrange a betrothal between you and... How old was you? 11. Let's go for the younger one then. She had Joy Tarf, who was 5. Can we arrange a betrothal between her and our 5-year-old son, Tristan? Yes, that will get that alliance back. We've still got the alliance with House Macer, which is good. Wow, they've had a lot of kids as well, our sister and him. What other allies could we gain from around here? Wow, look at all the little lands owned by House Durandon. We could go for some of the Reach Lords. What about the Lord of Tumbleton? Could we get them on side? They've not got a massive amount of manpower. Trying to think of close by lords that we could get to join us. What about House... Oh, they've actually not got a High Lordship of Wickeden by the looks of it, which is a shame. The Trident we're going to attack. We could go for House Tumbleton. They're currently at war with the Manderleys. Or what about the House Drox and the Gold Road? We could get them on side. They've got a decent army. He's only got a daughter, though. We just have a Sibyllin. Oh, she's a bastard, though. Let's have a look at House Tumbleton instead, then. I haven't got a great amount of manpower. That's probably just because they're at war at present, though. Do we want to get involved if they're at war, though? We'll leave it for now, and we'll find some matches a bit later on. To the proud noble Stefan, your wisdom and mercy are legendary. I have decided to accept your suggestion of a betrothal between Prince Tristan and Joy. Perfect. Can we form an alliance? Yes, good. Get that alliance back with House Tarf. The summer fair brings all kind of entertainers to Duskendale. A puppet show got my attention when I heard the gigglers, laughter, and wolf whistles from its audience. After watching the show for a while, I realised that one of the characters was supposed to be me. It's not very lifelike. Mockery, what else? We gain 2 intrigue. No, we'll just go for the top version. Can we re-get that married with you? No, she's a bastard. Where was it? With Dornahill? No, it was Princess Marla of the Rock, wasn't it? Who's now married to some other fucker. Never mind. That's annoying, because I did want to have that alliance with the Lannisters that got ruined by House Blackraw. Just have 2 bastard daughters, and then he has a prince, but we don't have a princess, unfortunately. So we're going to have to try and form an alliance with one of the other kingdoms now. I don't really want to do the Stormlands, because I'd like to eat into some of the land they've got. Same goes for the Vale, really, with this. Then again, we could get an alliance with the Vale. Let's have a look what she's got. They have got a princess who is 6. Can we arrange a betrothal between her and Prince John? No, not interested. Prince Clarence? No. Fair enough, we'll leave it for now then. A son was born to King Stefan of the Dusklands and Queen Roelle of the Dusklands, named Elston Darklyn. Yeah, that's quite cool, why not? So that's 6 sons now. Flipping hell, normally it's hard to get sons, but we're pumping them out like no one's business. Who are you betrothed to? Lyanna Hornburn. A vassal? Okay, yeah, that's not too bad of an idea. What about our other son, Prince John? Who can we betroth you to? Let's look for someone of the highest ranking. There's not really anybody that good at present, which is unfortunate. Perfect. House Tarf have accepted our alliance, which is good. Mummers and singers outside the town hall have slowly moved towards my castle. The summer fair suddenly felt less pleasant as the mummers, clad in strange clothes, went from door to door singing and frightening small children. I think they will get in. They are wrong. Come in and welcome. Gain 5 pieta. Yeah, we'll go for that one. Gain the pieta. The peddlers are loading their wares and the merchants are taking down their stall. The jugglers, strolling players and other entertainers are preparing to leave. The summer fair is over for this year. Gain 10 prestige. Awesome. Still need over 100 prestige until we can go to war, unfortunately, with North Cracklawn. We're still waiting for that claim upon the God's Fort as well. So it don't look like we're going to be expanding much more this episode, at least. But at least it gives our kingdom time to prosper and recover. So we'll end today's episode here. We did obviously take the Whispers and Diadem, so we have expanded, so that's good. We got that claim as well. Thank you all so much for watching, as always. Please don't forget to like and comment down below, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon for the next episode.